Start by pouring your milk into a small pot. Put it over low heat and let it scald to get warm to about 110 degrees. Add in 1 tablespoon of sugar and stir to combine. Then sprinkle your yeast over the top. Remove the pan from the heat. Then add your eggs one at a time. And then whisk thoroughly to make sure it's well combined. In your stand mixer, add your 2 3/4 cups of flour. Then add the remainder of your sugar and a teaspoon of salt. Pour in your milk and egg mixture. And then with the dough hook on your stand mixer, or you can do this with a hand mixer or a dough hook by hand, mix until you get a really loose, elastic dough. It's going to be really soft and a little bit runny, kind of rubbery, and make sure you scrape your bowl as you're working to make sure you get all the flour worked in. Then you're going to start cutting in your butter. You're going to cut a stick or half a cup of room temp butter into small squares and add it to combine. Then when it's all mixed, you're going to have a really soft dough. Scrape it all together and then cover your bowl with a bowl cover or a towel. And let it rise for about 2 hours, or if it's in the fridge, for about 4 hours. Once it's doubled in size, you can get ready to form your braid. On a well-floured surface, you're going to scoop all of your dough from your bowl. Then you're going to start forming into a log, just to make sure you've worked all the butter through. Add more flour if you need to. It's pretty sticky. Then once you have a nice even log, you're going to cut into 3 even portions. You can do more portions if you want to do a 5 or 6 strand braid, but we're just going to do 3 for today. Start working each piece of dough into an 18-inch log. You want it to be pretty even the whole way through. Do that with each of your 3 pieces. Keep them pretty even. And then you're going to join them at one end and kind of pinch the ends together so you have a nice, secure end to work from. Once your ends are pinched, and make sure your hands are well floured because it's sticky dough, separate your strands, and then you're going to do a classic braid. So left side over the middle, right side over the middle, left, right, and you're going to repeat that all the way down your braid. Once you get to the end, you're going to squeeze your ends together just like you did at the top and kind of turn them under so that it's nice and round at the end of the braid. You don't want it to be pointy on either end. And then just kind of adjust your braid and fluff it up as you need to make sure it's nice and even. Transfer it to a baking sheet, something with a piece of parchment on it. You could use a baking stone too. And then you're going to start getting your eggs ready. So you can use as many or as few eggs as you like. I like to use a lot because I like a lot of color. And you're just going to kind of find where your strands of your braid meet. And you're going to use your fingers to create a little divot or a hole and really nestle your eggs right in there nice and secure, working all the way down. Adjust your braid and tuck everything in, make sure it's nice and snug and even. Cover it and let it rise for about 45 minutes. And then you're going to take an egg mixed with 1 tablespoon of water and brush it over the dough. You might get a little bit of dye that runs off when you put egg near the boiled eggs, the raw egg near the boiled eggs. Then you're going to bake it at 350 for about 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how many eggs, how thick your braid is. And you can cut this into slices, but my favorite way to do it is actually just to put the whole braid on the table with some really tasty butter, maybe some honey, and just rip the braid into pieces. And that can be your bread instead of having rolls at the table for Easter. And then just allow people to crack open the eggs too and peel them right at the table. Use a little salt and pepper. And that's it. That's all you need. If you use raw eggs, you're going to have really beautiful jammy eggs when you start. If you start with hard-boiled eggs, make sure you just boil them for about 5 to 6 minutes so that when they go into the oven and they bake, they're not going to get too rubbery. And that's it. That's all you need to do. So it's a beautiful loaf. It's nice and festive. You can use just natural eggs if you want to. And I hope you give this a try. It's a really easy recipe and it's so fun for Easter.